Welcome to a special presentation of High Proof Ashes.
Yeah, man.
So we are between episodes and we're talking about blending, and I said to Duran, like, hey man, what kind of blend do you think you want to try to go for? Think of something that's not easy to get.
Yeah, and we went through a few too.
Like we did go through a few.
Like some of them were quite difficult to try to duplicate.
Right, and it's not even from an inventory problem.
No.
It's from a mash bill, age proof,
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
Like lining all of those things up right between the mash bill, the age, and the proof. Like it's virtually impossible to get it right on.
And also, part of the thing here is to make the bottle cheaper.
Mhm.
Like you don't want to have something that's a $40 bottle that you can blend and make yourself, but it's going to cost you $60.
Yeah.
That don't make any sense.
No. So we went a little bit higher than that.
So
actually we went
way
reaching.
high. Yeah, we went crazy high because I happened to see something in my cabinet and I was like, hey, we might be able to make this.
Yeah.
Because it's a lower proof.
Yeah.
So when you're doing blending, the lower the proof, the better.
Yeah, it's easier to do with low proof.
Because the lower proof bottles tend to be easier to find, like the ones you're going to blend with. So, are we going to tell them what we're going for here?
I mean, we might as well,
Okay.
like shit. We're gonna find out. So we're going for birthday bourbon.
Old Forester birthday bourbon.
Like I'm a listen. Jason is on this blending kick, so I'm riding with the team on this one, but I'm a little skeptical. That's a hard one, man.
It is a hard one.
And
to be fair, like we're gonna taste it when we're done,
Yeah.
blending. But the recommendation is that if you're gonna do blending, the immediate flavor is not what it's gonna taste like.
No, you got to let it sit for a little bit.
Yeah, in like a month, whatever.
Go back to it.
So, the idea is that you're supposed to taste it on a regular basis over time, keep notes, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We will probably not be tasting this weekly just because the two of us are going to taste
it. We're not going to make it that far.
Yeah, it's not a big enough bottle, right? So you can see we've got a little tester bottle here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 4-ounce bottle, and we are going to be mixing 5 different things in this thing.
Yeah.
Only one of the bottles is actually difficult to get.
Yeah.
You can get it.
Just going to spend.
You're going to spend some money on it, yeah. So this would be one, like if you could get someone to, just kind of give you an ounce of it, because that's all it's going to take.
Yeah.
That's all we need is 1 ounce for this. So what we're going to see, right? So are you going to do the mixing and stuff, or are you just going to?
No, I'm going to let you do this. Jason has been, doing this for a couple of weeks now, so I'm going to let him ride with it. I guess I'll pick the bottles and let you go.
Sure.
So we'll just start out with the hardest one to get, right? Like this is the Knob Creek 18. So when we say it's the hardest to get, it's because it's extremely allocated, and it's not necessarily expensive. It's just not out there.
I mean,
right?
it depends on how you get it, where you get it. It ranges from $150 to $200. You might get it in a lottery. You might get it in a point system.
Yeah.
I got this from a lottery. I've actually seen it at a point system store. I could get it today if I wanted to. If I had
you just have to spend a little bit. Yeah.
So it's an attainable bottle. It's just not readily attainable.
Right. So let's start here.
But we needed this
for the age.
We needed this for the age because unfortunately, the birthday bourbon is like 11 years old.
Yeah.
So
basically, what we're gonna do is take the average age of everything that we put in, right? So like 18. This is the oldest, so it'll be drawn down by the other stuff that goes in, right?
That's right. All right. But we're also attempting to get the mash bill and the proof right.
Yes.
So we're going to do one. You're going to see me look over here to look at the.
That's where we're hiding the notes.
The formula.
Yeah.
So I need 1 ounce of the Knob Creek 18, and started out with half an ounce, but we weren't close enough to the age, not close enough for my liking. So I think we ended up. This was going to be a 10-year blend, if I'm correct.
Oh,
so
it might have been 1 year off.
Yeah, it was. This is going to be 10,
right?
Whereas the birthday bourbon is 11.
Yeah,
and I don't know that each birthday bourbon is actually 11, but the one that I have is. So we're going to go with an ounce of that.
All right. So let's go.
And the rest of these are pretty readily available.
Yeah. So we've got the rare breed rye. All right. So this one you can walk into most stores and buy. $55, $60, something like that. So a good bottle on its own. So it should go pretty well in this blend.
Yep. So we needed this one for the rye content.
Yes.
Definitely didn't need it for the proof, but we needed to bring down the corn and bring up the rye.
Mhm.
So that's why this one comes in. I need a half an ounce of this. Very high rye, so not use much. You'll notice that I've got a paper towel underneath. I am
A little spillage.
Yeah, I am spilling a little bit.
We're wasting alcohol. It's a terrible thing to do.
Terrible.
Terrible.
All right, what's next?
Let's jump over here to one of my favorites.
It's probably the cheapest bottle.
Cheapest bottle that we'll probably put on here today. Wild Turkey 101, man. Like, super old mash bill, right? Like, they've been doing this forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it should be a staple in your collection.
Should be.
Right? Like, it's readily available, 25 bucks. You know, you can't go wrong here. So,
yeah, so this one just is such a core, you know, bourbon with the mash bill that it's a really great one to blend with. So,
yeah.
You know, I've been blending a little bit now, and I've found that the turkey is just a really, really great one to blend.
Surprisingly, this has become one of my new favorites, right?
Yeah.
The Evan Williams single barrel. Like, listen, this bottle right here kind of surprised me. It came out of left field because I'm not an Evan Williams guy. I've never tried a whole bunch of them, but this one was exceptional. I cannot remember the price point on this. What is it, 30, 35?
Yeah, I think 35.
Right? So, like, listen, if you can find this in your local liquor store, go out and try this one by itself as well, right?
It's a really good one.
You know, you can't go wrong.
So this one was to, we needed to hold on to the age. So we needed something that had some age to it still, but we needed something to bring the proof down.
Yes.
Because everything else we have out here is, you know, at least 100 proof. So this is our bottle that's going to bring
It's
the
the
proof
lower
down.
proof bottle in the group.
So this one we get a full ounce of this. There you go. All right, last one.
All right.
Maybe half an ounce.
Pulled out the monster here, right? This is the handle of the Knob Creek 9, 100 proof, right? This is also very standard on the shelf everywhere you go. Phenomenal bottle. I've recently fallen in love with Knob Creek all the way up to the 15 year. I'm not necessarily partial to the 18. It's a little bit different for my taste buds, but, you know, I like it. This one, though, like, for the price point, the age, the proof, hard to go wrong here.
Yep.
So, last one. Have fun trying to pour this.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to probably leave this, like, down, but it's a screw top.
Oh.
I know, right? I didn't know that at first either. So this one was kind of to bridge the gap between the Knob Creek 18 and the Wild Turkey 101. The mash bill on this is very similar. I made a mess. Very similar to the Wild Turkey, but I want something to help the Knob 18 to blend a little bit better. So this being the same mash bill, just, you know, a little bit younger.
All right. And we are
It's
all
full.
the way full.
He is full.
All the way full.
Look at that.
Like, there is no space left in there whatsoever.
Nope, there is not. So, you know, it is what it is. We fixing to make some space.
All right.
Listen, y'all, I've had a lot of fun trying this little blending journey here. It's been different, just trying different things.
I'll tell you this, looking at it right off back, the color looks really, really good.
Sure.
Right? Like, the color looks great. We're gonna find out what it tastes like, though.
Try not to jostle it too much. But yeah, let's see. Try not to make a mess pouring here. A teeny pour. There you go.
All
You
right.
have to, like, rinse your hands off. There's still some on the bottle. Here you go.
Thank you, sir.
Ooh.
All right.
That aroma
All right.
is pleasing.
Aroma's pretty good here. No heat.
No,
No heat.
no, at all. That aroma is really pleasing.
I can't pick out anything particular, so. A little rough around the edges.
Yeah, that's gonna need some time to marry. And that's the problem with blending is you want to taste it right away, but
We are a long way off.
yeah.
Uh,
My immediate response would be there's too much of the Knob 18 in there.
yeah. Like
Just
it
too much of
comes through so
Yeah.
strong,
Yeah.
right? And
We may
that's
have
the
to,
unfortunate part with a 18-year-old.
we may have to sacrifice that extra year and take that Knob 18 out, like half an ounce, and go back to the original half ounce like we were thinking.
Yeah.
Because it's a little too oaky. Like the aroma's nice.
It is, but it's really rough around the edges.
Yeah.
Like,
So, this is the thing about blending, y'all. Like, if you're going to try to do this, it takes time. We're going to let this just kind of sit for a little while. A good,
I say, like, why don't we just leave it like it is for a couple of weeks and then go back to it?
yeah, that's what we'll do.
Right. Like, so
Give it a try.
catch us in a couple of weeks and we'll taste it again and see what we think then.
And then you tweak it. Like,
Yeah.
if it's not what you exactly wanted, you kind of tweak it. And so we'll see in like 2 to 4 weeks what this tastes like.
I can't even give you a real impression right now. It's so all over the place.
Mhm.
Like,
Pretty much every time I've done a blending, you can taste the individual.
yeah, it's like a
components.
bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
But like on this one specifically, that Knob 18, it overpowers
at the end.
everything in
At
it.
the end, it
Yeah.
totally overpowers everything. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
So look, y'all stay tuned. We'll probably do it at week 2, and give you guys our impressions.
Sounds good.
All right. See y'all.
Next time.